So hello guys, welcome to my next lecture, and today we are going to study the functions. Okay, so let's go to the PPT. Okay, so what is a function? So function is nothing but it is a set of instructions to perform a specific task. So below is the syntax of function. So we start with the keyword, that is def def, then function name we will provide, then we'll pass the parameters or the arguments, then set of statements which needs to be executed, and a return statement if you need it. Okay, and if you want to call the function, you can give the function name and pass the parameters if it has, then you can call the function like this. Okay, so here is the overall explanation of a function block. So let's study it. So definition, so we'll start with the keyword def, then like function name. So in this case they are calculating the sum, so function name, then the function parameters. So function parameters are nothing but takes in values passed from the function call. Okay, so we can pass any number of parameters here. Then function body, so function body is nothing but statements inside the function, that is what you want to execute here. Okay, then this is the function signature, overall signature. Then this is a return the result to calling block. Okay, so if you want to return directly the result, then you can use the return statement here, else you can also use print statement. Okay, now if you want to assign this function, like overall result of this function, to particular variable, then you can assign this. Okay, else you can directly print the function. Then function parameters are given here when you're calling the function. Okay, so these will go here and then they will perform a specific task. Okay, so let's write a simple block of function, then you will understand it. So okay, so what we are studying today is function. Okay, so functions, so how does it start? So first we'll start with the def keyword, then we will give like a name to the function. So we are calculating total here, so we'll write total. Okay, and we'll pass two parameters a and b. Okay, that is we will find this sum, so we will just return the sum. Okay, return a plus b. Now if I want to call this function, then how I should call it? I should write the function name, that is total, and then I need to pass the two parameters. So two parameters can be okay, 10 and 20. So if I give 10 and 20, it should return 10 plus 20, that is 30. Okay, so it is returning 10 plus 20, that is 30. Okay, suppose if you want to print it, then you also can do it, print a plus b. Okay, let's comment out this, so it will give still 30. Okay, also you can, what you can do is you can assign the third variable here and then you can call it. Okay, for example result is equal to a plus b, and then what we can do is return result. Okay, still it will give the same. So let's change the value here, 13 plus 20, 30, 33. Okay, so this is how it works. So if you want to understand a simple function, then we will write a simple function here like hello, then we'll print something, we'll get message, we'll get the message here, then we will write empty with no parameters and print, we'll write welcome to data tech info. Okay, now if I want to call this, I get message, so it will print the message. So what are the uses of function? Suppose you are writing a huge number of lines of code, and you have a function which is required every time, so you need not write every time this print statement everywhere or some other blocks of code. You can just write this and you can call it whenever it is required. For example, if I write here also, it will give okay, sorry, it will give the same statement. Okay, ignore its message. Okay, so whenever you want to call the block of statements, the block of code, you can just call it by the function name, and it can write those block of codes or the lines of code in a particular function, and then you can call it whenever you need it. Okay, so this reduces the effort and also saves the time. Okay, while running a code. Okay, so this is the basic explanation of function. So we'll head back to the next slide. Okay, so here's one exercise. So write a Python function find square that accepts an integer number n and returns the square of n. Okay, so we'll write a function here. So def find square, it will accept the value n, then it will return the square of number. So square is nothing but n cross n, right? So we'll give something like find square, we'll give what will give, suppose 9, so it will return 81. So this is a simple block of code which will return the square of a given number. Okay, also you can what you can do is you can just input get the input from the user here, like int input, enter a number, so it will ask a number and it will return the square of the number. Okay, so if I give 0 here, so 0 plus 0 is 0. If I give 12 here, it should be 144. So okay, so this is how it works. So this is a simple code which returns the square of a number. Okay, so next is pass by value and pass by reference. So okay, in programming there are two ways in which arguments can be passed to function. One is pass by value and pass by reference. Okay, some languages use pass by value by default while others use pass by reference. Some languages support both and allow you to choose. Okay, but in Python we don't have to think about pass by value and pass by reference, as it does that automatically for you. Okay, so you need not worry about these things, pass by value, pass by reference, because Python does it automatically. But if you need to understand the concept, we will try to understand it. Python, we use the concept of mutability. If the argument passed is immutable, then it follows pass by value, else if the argument passed is mutable, then it follows pass by reference. So as you can see, the least are mutable and a single value is immutable. Suppose, okay, we will write a function, like just a function that is pass by value, so that we will understand it. Passive function a, argument a, then what we will do is a is equal to a plus is equal to 10, and then we will print inside the function. Okay, and we'll print a. Okay, then we'll come out of the loop, then we'll assign a is equal to 20, then we'll print, we'll call the function. Okay, okay, so we'll print a first. So print before function call, that is a. Okay, and then we'll call a function that is pass by value, okay, which is a 20, and then we'll print after function call, we'll print a. So let's try to understand this. Syntax, oh sorry, I need to give comma here. Okay, so as you can see here, so first it will print the 20, that is before function call the value of a is 20, but inside the function when it goes, it will add 10 to 20, so 10 plus 20 is 30, and it will print the value of a as 30. Okay, but when you again come out of the function and if you try to print the value of a, it is still 20. So this is known as pass by value. So the value of a remains same even after you are calling the function. Okay, and it will just change the value inside the function, and it retains the value of a even after the function call is over. So this is known as pass by value. But in case of pass by reference, okay, so let's take the same and we'll pass the least this time. Okay, then you will understand it. Okay, 20, and then here let's take 10 here. Now as you can see, so let's pass by reference here. Okay, so as you can see, before function call the value of a was 20. Okay, so we are printing just a, but after calling the function inside it is changing, that is it is appending to the list the value of 10. So it is 20 and 10, but even after the function call is over, it is retaining the 10. That means it is appending the 10 to the outside of the function call, that is to the value of a. So that means the value of a changes after the function is called. This is known as pass by reference. Okay, that is simple understanding of the pass by reference and pass by value. Hope you understood it, because here the value is immutable, you cannot change it, and here it is mutable, that is lists are mutable, right? So we change it. So according to this definition we are right. Okay, so we use the concept of mutability. If the argument passed is immutable, that means if the argument passed is immutable, here 20, then it follows pass by value. Else if the argument passed is mutable, then it follows pass by reference. Okay, so this is mutable, so it is following pass by reference. Okay, so this is about pass by value and pass by reference. So we will study one more concept, that is global and local variable. Global and local variable. Okay, so what is global variable? So global variable is nothing but which can be assigned to every function block, and any function call or the any function block can take that value. For example, a is equal to 10 here, and we are calling a function here def, so right, something like that, and we'll print, we'll assign one more letter here, b is equal to 90, and we'll print b here. Okay, so we are not calling the function here aka. Okay, so now if I get the value of b, it is printing 90, but if I want to print a also, then it will print 10. But if I want to print b outside, it will throw an error because name b is not defined. So as you can see here, b is a local variable here. Okay, so let's write here local variable. That means the variables which are assigned inside the function block, those are known as local variable, and this is global variable. Okay, because this can be accessed by any function block. Okay, as you can see, print a, we are printing a also here. Okay, so we will get 90 and 10 inside the function block, that is we are accessing this global variable inside the function block. But if you want to access the local variable outside the function, it will throw an error because it is not assigned. So this is the scope of global, sorry, I should made a mistake here, global and local variable. Okay, so this is about it. So let's get to the next concept. Okay, so now there are some techniques, like there are different ways to pass the arguments inside the function block. Okay, for example, one is positional argument, that is you can pass argument 1 and argument 2. For example, let's create a function here, a simple function. Okay, so define, so add a and b, so it will return a plus b. Now if I call a and b, then it will print 10 plus 20. So here directly we are passing the arguments here. Okay, so this is the first one, that is default way of specifying arguments. Okay, we are just directly passing the arguments, sorry. Okay, directly passing the arguments here. Okay, and the next one is the keyword. That means you are assigning the arguments as required. That means you are giving the name. Okay, so for example, b is equal to 900 and a is equal to 100, so it will print 1000. So in this way also you can do, like you are giving what value you want to give here, then you can get it. Okay, for example, yeah, so this is how it works. Now third one is argument 1 and default value. Now what you can do is you can also give here 10 and you can ignore the b here. So 100 plus 10 is 110. So you are giving b default here, and then you are calling a. Okay, this is the third one. And the fourth one is, okay, if there are number of arguments, then what we'll do, for example, if a is 100 here, a is 100 and there are some values 2, 3, 4, and a is 100, let's ignore b here. Okay, then what we'll do is for I in okay, we'll write here arg, we'll write here arg, then we'll assign a variable here a is equal to 0, then write a plus is equal to arg, sorry, I. Okay, so a will be that, then we will return, let's assign something different here, x. So it will return x plus a. Now as you can see, position account follows keyword argument for I in org. Let's give 100 here. Yeah, so now as you can see, the value of 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 is 336 plus 4 10. So 10 plus 100 is 110. So what we are doing is, so we are looping in arg, that is it is taking all the values here. Okay, so suppose if I give 5 here again, so it will return 115. So as you can see, it is taking all the values, that is 2 2 3 3 5, and then it is adding in this loop. That means if you give just star and org, that means or any other name, okay, just this is important, this star one, then you can give any name here. Okay, let's try a just here, or it will confuse, so just take k. Okay, so still it gives, so whatever name you are giving, the star marks takes the number of inputs after this. Okay, that means it is considering a as 100 and these other inputs as arguments, other arguments. Okay, so this is how it works. So now the last part, we will try to write a Python code to find if the number is palindrome or not. So what is the meaning of palindrome? So 1 2 3 2 1, if you reverse it, it is still 1 2 3 2 1, so that is known as palindrome. Okay, now let's write it to find a palindrome. So def then palindrome, then we will take a number. Okay, so then we will use a while loop. So while a is greater than 0, it should enter the loop. Sorry, while a is greater than 0, it should enter the loop. So what we need to do is, we need two variables, temp and sum, or any result here is equal to 0 comma 0. So what we'll do is, first we'll take temp and we'll do a mod 10, so we'll get the last digit here. So we need to store it in result here. Okay, so result is equal to result into 10 plus temp. So what this step is very important. So result into 10 is 0, so first is 0, right? So 0 into 10 is 0 plus temp is, so suppose, okay, we will understand it, okay, one by one. Then what we will do is, we need to divide this a, right? So we will divide a is equal to a by 10. So now if we will assign a to x is equal to a, now if x is equal to result, it will print it is palindrome, and also will print x as well as result. Okay, x as well as result, else it will print it is not a palindrome. Hope this works. Let's try it at least. It is not a palindrome. Okay, okay, we need to call it palindrome. Let's take 1 to 1. It is not a palindrome because the reverse of 1 to 2 is 2 to 1, but if I give 1 to 1 here, it is 1 to 1. So what it is doing here, so first of all, a mod 10. Okay, so a mod 10, that is, let's take 1 to 1 mod 10. So what it will take the last digit, okay, 1, and after that what we are doing is result into 10. So result is 0 in the beginning, so result into 10 is 0, so 0 plus temp is 1, so it is taking 1 first cycle of the iteration. Then what we are doing, a mod 10, so 1 to 1 like divided by 10, so it is returning 1 2. Okay, so now a is 1 2. Now what it will do, 1 2 mod 10, so it will return 2, right? So now first it had result of 1, right? So now what it will do, 1 into 10 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12. So in this way it works. Okay, so now in the third iteration it will add 1 to it. So it will, in this way it will reverse it, and then you will get the final statement. Okay, so this is how palindrome works. So first it will take the input, then it will reverse it, and if the reverse condition is true, then we are printing it is palindrome or not, else we are coming out with the block. Okay, so this is the simple code to find whether the number is palindrome or not. So hope you learned something and understood something. So we have covered about the functions here. So there are a lot more other things you can explore about the functions also. So basic explanation of what the function is and how you can understand it, how you can write simple blocks of code using the functions, and you can call it whenever you want. We haven't tried to understand this. So hope you liked it and learned something. So till then, take care. Bye bye.